And welcome back. Welcome back to Into the Unknown. On this episode, what episode is this? Episode
This
4?
would be episode 5.
Episode 5. This is episode 5. We're bad counting episodes, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
But episode 5, this episode we talk about a couple topics. We mostly talk about Texas during this episode, how we felt about what we went through, and heights training. It was a big chunk of heights training. So hopefully you guys will hear that in the episode, and we'll see you there.
Ooh,
Yeah.
we'll see you.
And welcome. We are here on the Into the Unknown podcast. We have with us today Jake Miglorado. We have to my left right here Joseph Rizzo, and we have also to my left over here Jesse Delaberti.
I'm to the left.
Ooh. So let's get right into it. First topic, Texas.
Texas.
It's a good state.
Texas. Houston, Texas.
Shout out Ohio though.
Shout out
Yeah,
Ohio.
shout out Ohio, but also
Ohio.
Houston, Texas is
Also
pretty cool.
Houston, Texas.
Yeah, Ohio's pretty cool.
you ever actually been to Ohio?
No.
Nah, it's cold, bro. It's not.
Really?
It's not fantastic. Yeah, they have like very, very cold winters. It's kind of annoying. Heavy snow.
I was expecting like farms and desert.
No.
Don't know why.
No. I have like family out there. They're awesome, but like yeah, very, very cold winters.
Very cool family. Shit state.
No, they're awesome.
One of
Shout out Joe Rizzo's family.
Shout out to.
one of my favorite things that we are able to do as a group of people was to say, let's get right into it onto this topic, and then immediately go into Ohio.
Yeah, no, okay. So, a couple weeks ago, or actually the middle of January, it is February now, we spent
It's actually March 1st, Joseph.
Oh, is it really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
First
Hey,
now.
it's March.
It's
All
1
right,
it's
cool.
1 a.m. It's March 1st now.
Sweet. It's March 1st. All right, cool. So back in January, we spent a week in Houston, Texas. We were guided by AJ at the Parkour Journal on Instagram. Link will be in the description below. And it was crazy. I think definitely different than anything we've ever done before in terms of cinematography, line building, and just challenges in general. I think definitely some of the hardest stuff now, at least ground training wise, that I've ever done, and I know you guys have ever done. So it was intense for that week.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I feel like it was intense, but it was also like one of the times I had like the most fun, honestly.
Yeah, it was way different than when we did New York City, because New York City we were under like a strict time constraint, and every time we had to go out, we knew we were going to be on rooftops. Like, we had that added pressure, and we knew we had to get clips no matter what. Texas was very lax in a sense of, we went for a week, we knew exactly what we needed to do as a team, and we can kind of just chill with it, take rest days when we wanted, apply that pressure that we felt in New York to the ground training spots. I think it was really cool.
Yeah, but one of the things that kind of sucked while we were out there was the weather kind of screwed us as well.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Yeah, it rained for like 2 days in the middle of the week, which definitely screwed us up, because the first day I got hurt. I had a huge bruise.
No, not even the first. Well, yeah, but it wasn't like the
the-
first full day we had. That was the
true,
first
yeah,
day.
yeah,
We
yeah.
landed,
That night.
got our bearings, and then scoured out at night where we
Looking
went.
for descents.
We probably went
was gonna say,
harder.
yeah.
We probably went harder that night
We did.
than most of the other days, I would
Well,
say.
I felt very confident that night, and we hit like me and Lane hit a 4-story descent. Like,
Mhm.
it was nothing. Like, and we had just, we've been
In the
training
dark, nonetheless.
Yeah. It was actually really funny. Most of the training that we did, at least descent-wise, because we really weren't big on descents in Texas at the time. We were more trying to get like lines for like the video that we're trying to film. But every time we hit a descent, it was at night, which was crazy because I've only done one other descent at night, but it was backlit. So it was just crazy experience. I've never done that much height training and night training at the same time.
Yeah.
I also just didn't when we first went out that night. We were talking about going to find descent, just look at some spots and whatnot. I did not expect to even try a descent. Honestly.
Exactly. Yeah, we were
Yeah.
tired from like the flight and whatnot, just kind of stretching out. But like,
Yeah.
it was fun. We had like a lot of good times with it.
Because I remember that first night, like the thing that you got hurt on, we were just all over that like particular parking garage,
Yeah.
just screwing around the entire time. But like everybody kept finding new challenges.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember like being super tired just from the flights, and then we were like going out. We were just training a little bit. But yeah, no, that first night was intense.
How many days of filming did we have? 4, right?
Well,
we
let's
were
say-
there for like
let's say
6-7
We
days.
landed, didn't film anything that night really.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Second day was when we went to the maze.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
scoped
first
out
time maze, yeah.
that spot that day. We
Yeah.
didn't really train that hard.
Third day,
Some of us.
it
did.
rained. And we
I
were
was gonna
like,
say, wait a minute.
Very true, very true. Well, I was hurt. I couldn't really do a
third
lot.
day, it rained, and we were like, let's just make that the rest day.
Mhm.
The next day, we went out,
It rained on
and it
us,
rained
yeah.
on us.
Yeah, it did.
And then that's when we went up north to the school.
Yeah, well, the only reason why we went out is because it dried up like midway through the day, and then like it got cloudy, and then it
Yeah.
just kind of poured. So we traveled an hour up north
Mm-hmm.
to like spots, right? We went to a campus.
Yeah. Sam Houston
Oh, okay, cool.
College.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah,
That's
Vinny
what
was-
Sam Houston.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm, that spot was sick.
But honestly, before we get into anything, shout out AJ.
Yeah, yeah.
We did.
Shout
Big
out my
shout
man
out.
AJ.
Yeah,
to
once again,
AJ.
at Parkour Journal on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Beautiful athlete, beautiful human being.
Wonderful
Honestly.
human being.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of like having probably like 3 or 4 hour long car rides with him, and we talked about like life and what we were gonna do.
You didn't
what
answer
he
your
was doing.
You didn't answer your
You
phone
did
in those
not
car
answer
rides
your
as well.
Hey man, okay. It was
And neither did he.
I was gonna say that's love in that car.
It
You
was-
can't do that.
It was a lovely conversation, like very open. I was very open. Like nothing could distract us. We were in it, bro. It was great. AJ, I love you. Okay, I'll say it now. It's
I
fine.
love you too, AJ. Though
Yeah.
I know you guys are closer from the conversation, but I also love you.
Listen, I'd hug that man. Okay, I'd hug him gently and softly.
I think we all hugged him.
Definitely.
I think everyone got a
We
hug
did.
out
We
of
did
him.
a little more
Yeah.
than hug that man.
Yeah, exactly.
That
But-
is true. Yeah.
So
much love.
we kind of dated this podcast already when we said like it's March 1st. The podcast is probably going to come out probably second week in
Yeah, a week or
March,
two from now.
honestly.
Yeah, a week or two.
So right now this is past us talking to future us, which is kind of strange. If you're
What?
listening to this or watching it, we're in the past,
Mm.
like way in the past, and we're talking to you right now, and you think it's current events, dude. We're time traveling right now.
Wait. When is now?
Yeah.
Now is now. It's
when's-
gone.
But when's
It's over.
I was gonna say,
But now was then.
Then
That- it
can
was
never be
then,
now.
Wait.
No, of course it can't
Yeah,
be now
that
because
cannot
then
be
was
now.
then, now is now, but that now is then, so
Yeah.
it can never
Then
be
is
now.
past tense. Now is present. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. Now is now. Oh, gone.
But
No
when
more.
will then be now?
When it's into the
Then will
unknown.
never be now. Because when it is now, it is now. It is current. But
No.
when it is done being now, it is then.
I'm so confused.
Yeah.
Soon.
No, then
Shout
will be
out
now
Spaceballs.
when we get there and we
Yes.
don't forget where we came from.
Yes.
you.
Yes.
God.
And if you don't know,
Oh my God.
that is a whole bunch of inside jokes between us.
You know that's you know what I'm saying? Yo, Jake, yo, bro, that's all.
That's what I'm saying, my man.
Same, my dude. Hey.
But yeah, saying that this podcast, you're probably going to be seeing it in like the first 2 weeks of March. This Texas video that we're talking about may already be out.
Yes.
I
And-
hope so, because I want that out. I want to see it.
Yes.
If
Every
it is
morning.
if
Yeah.
it is out, you can find that link in the description of the podcast or the description of the YouTube video.
Mhm.
Definitely one of the most intense, harder hitting edits that
Oh, yeah.
we've made. We made very hard hitting edits in the past.
Nothing like this.
There's
though.
something about this
It's
that
such a step above like
Yeah.
everything else.
I think we can definitely like pat ourselves on the back with this one.
Mhm.
The way that, like you said before, we went about filming, planning, editing,
Mhm.
everything. It all just seemed to work. No matter
Yeah.
what we did, everything
Yeah.
just kind of seemed to work.
We were all on like the same page too, like
Yeah.
filming wise. Like everyone was. I feel like we all had the same idea of like how we wanted this to come out. I feel like if you like watch the video, every clip, like someone filmed something. Like it was, I don't know, it was really dope.
Yeah,
It's,
there-
like, dope to see
there
all
are-
that
There are clips from everyone. I
like
think.
filmed. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone at least contributed a little bit between
100%.
pictures or filming.
Yeah.
We just concentrated so hard, like nothing.
Content, baby.
Exactly, nothing we've ever done. Coming off of, like the drive of the POV New York shoot. I know
Definitely
I keep
helped.
exactly. I know I keep
Definitely
referencing
helped.
it, but like that literally is what kind of pushed us to get more cinematic, more like have like a really good presence. And I kind of so. A little background to like the edit of Texas when you guys see it. I hope you guys enjoy it. But what I tried to do when editing it was kind of go back a little nod to like the old school parkour videos, you know, where you get like that homemade vibe and you know that the people in the video are really in it no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I really wanted to show with this Texas video, and I think we did a good job. So again, like when it comes out, it should be the next day or so that we're actually going to drop it, but again, you guys will hear this way later on, so hope you enjoy
so
it.
the video should be out by the time you're hearing this.
Actually, while we're on the topic, what's your favorite moment from Texas?
Ooh,
Mine were not just
love it.
Who wants to go first?
Oh man,
Jake, what you got?
If everyone got one, spit it out.
I-
was gonna say, I need some.
are we talking? Are we talking like?
any moment. It could be a line. It could be anything. Anything. Mine personally
Go ahead.
is when we told Vinny not to say down below, and he said it 10 times.
Yeah,
it was
so-
amazing.
So we, at the end of our trip, we had to film an outro because we went to Texas originally with the idea of filming another POV. So we needed an intro and we needed an outro no matter what. So we had the idea that I would roll into the Airbnb house that we were.
After knocking on the front door
After-
and entering, then
Yes,
rolling.
yes. After knocking on the front door, I rolled into the Airbnb that we had, and we shot the outro. It was basically just like a very simple outro where it was just like, "Hey guys, and hope you enjoyed the POV. Links down below, all that good kind of like YouTube stuff." And we tossed the camera around, and we just couldn't get it right.
No. Vinny couldn't get it right. We got it right. All Vinny didn't have to say was like the cliche, look at down below or whatever. He didn't have to say that. But it was like, you've seen what it's like to train on the rooftops. Now you've seen what it's like to train on the ground. Down below. I was like, no, Vinny, you don't have to say that. Don't worry about, like, I'll be the next
we
person.
love you, Vinny. We love you.
He forced it so hard. It's okay, Vinny. All
I
right.
would say favorite experience. I don't want to do a parkour experience just yet. Favorite experience? Looking for those damn batteries for the gimbal.
Yo,
Hold on.
Fuck those.
Hold on.
We went on a mission.
Hold
my
on.
dude.
Hold on. And we went to Walmart.
Shout out Walmart.
When we went to Walmart, and this, I'll call what's a good name? I'll call him like Jim.
Yeah, that works.
This tower refrigerator of a man
Dude, he was awesome.
sees that we're looking for something, and we're rolling probably in like this group. And no,
Yeah,
Vinny was
it
in the
was this
car.
group,
No, I
exactly,
think Vinny
yeah.
was in the car though. Yeah, it was this
later
group. So we're walking in Walmart to find these batteries that says it's in this store. It's telling me the aisle that it's in. Everything's there for us. This man, Jim, refrigerator, we're walking. He like comes out of the aisle. If you're watching us on YouTube, you see it. He just kind of like phased out of the aisle and was like, "Come over here." And I was like, "We're not gonna say no. We're in Texas. You probably have a gun."
Yeah.
Which was funny because it was like the gun aisle that
Yeah,
he
it
was
was the
in.
hunting section.
Yeah,
he was
we
in.
went past that.
And he's
It was
like,
weird.
"What are you guys looking for?" I was like, "Are you a genie?" Batteries. He's like, "What kind of batteries?" So I show him the thing. I'm like, "One of your employees said like it's in this store in this aisle." He goes, "Man, I don't know. That's in the gardening section. That's
Yeah.
outside. I know that section like the back of my hand. Unless these are new, I've never seen them."
Well, he kind of took us around the store for a second because we were like, okay, we need this, and he stepped back, didn't say anything. He was like, "Come with me."
He was like,
and we were like, okay.
if my man was like an NPC in a video game, he was one that you'd walk up to and be like, "Traveler,
Yeah,
you want to see my wares?"
literally. So
God be praised.
it was interesting. So background information: we were out training the third day of filming, and it's the day that we got rained and we traveled up north. We went to this big red brick fountain area, and we were trying to get lines together as quickly as we could. We knew it was going to start drizzling a little bit, but we didn't expect it to start pouring. So we found some cover for our bags, but what ended up happening was it started pouring as we were getting everything together, and the water fell into your bag and short-circuited one of the batteries.
That's what I think happened. It would
Yeah.
only make sense. My bag was
Yeah.
completely soaked, and it was
Yeah.
the one day I didn't bring the case with me
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
I
it
was
was
like, this case
the
is
only
too
day.
big.
Yeah, it was a lot to carry.
It's a big like plastic. It would be behind me, but I can't get it right now. It was just annoying. I wouldn't be able to fit stuff in my bag.
Mhm.
So I was like, skirt. I'll get away with it. Just put the gimbal in the bag, and then it fucking downpoured.
Yeah, and we went to how many Walmarts? Like 3 or 4.
No. Hold on. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
We went to Walmart. No. Where did we go? We went to a Best Buy.
Yeah,
Best Buy told
first.
us go to bulbs and batteries.
Yes.
I was like,
A
remember.
battery specific store.
Yeah,
I
that's
walk
right.
in. I walk in. I'm like, do you guys have this battery? My man looked at me. He goes, we got that battery. Wait a second. Our battery doesn't look like that though, because their battery was protected, so it was a little bit thicker. Wouldn't fit in the gimbal. I was like, of course.
That's ridiculous.
He goes, you can try a vape shop. Try the vape shop.
They
Well,
kicked me
Wouldn't
out.
wouldn't let.
literally kicked
because
you out.
the battery is identical to an 18650, which is what you would use in like a standard
Yeah.
like mod for vape.
You would think.
I know
No, I know, but you would think.
exactly.
Also, they kicked Jesse out because he was just trying to buy a Red Bull,
Trying to
but
buy a
he
Red
didn't have his.
I had an idea.
He didn't have his ID on him to prove that he was over 21.
He was like, you can't be in here.
To
And I
get
was
it-
like, can I just buy this? Like, no, but you can't be.
But he
in
was
here.
strange. You said,
To
"Can I
get
just?"
a Red Bull?
Yeah.
But
yeah,
no,
to get
then-
a Red Bull.
But then Jesse said, he goes, "Can I buy this Red Bull?" He goes, "Yeah, but you can't be in the store." I was like,
I
"How am I
was so
gonna?"
confused. Like, what?
I was like, "Okay."
No, yeah.
I was
Um,
like, Jake, buy this for me. I'll meet you outside.
People
so
are confusing.
vape shop didn't have it. Best Buy didn't have it. Bulbs and batteries didn't have it. Went to Walmart. They didn't have it. Went to the second Walmart where he met Refrigerator Man Jim.
Jim.
Then we were like, we just got to give up. Like, there's no way
Yeah.
that we're gonna find these.
But then you found it on the website and it said in stock, and like
Which-
I looked at you and we're like, all right, let's go. Middle of the night. We were
I
like,
said,
all right, let's just get
it
done."
was about 12 o'clock. It
Yeah.
was about midnight.
Everyone was taking showers.
I said,
we didn't
screw
even
it.
get our McNuggies.
I
yet.
said,
Yeah.
I need to find this for the trip. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna waste another day.
yeah, you need
When there, you could find them in the gardening
Yeah.
section, and they were mad cheap too. Bought them. It was sick. Problem was, I wish I had them for the day that the gimbal broke
Yeah.
or the battery broke.
All right, listen, we got it done. You'll see. You guys will see it in the footage. Like,
But
again,
yeah,
I think we did really well.
I think Refrigerator Man Jim, that was my favorite part of the whole trip.
Nice.
Just the way he came out.
I forgot that's how the
Traveler.
conversation started.
I was
Traveler.
gonna say,
He looks
yeah,
like
yeah.
this. He looks like this. Big blocky man, like the old school games. Traveler, do you want to see my wares?
And he's telling us this while me and Joe are in the background playing with gloves we found
Oh my
inside
yeah!
the Walmart.
So we found like these like
Oh,
right
fuck
doctor
yeah.
style,
Yeah.
right? Like latex gloves, and me and Lane just kind of we blew them up, and like we were just trying to wrap them together, and like we were hitting each other in the face with them. a
So
little bit. It was very funny.
basically, I was at Walmart.
Yeah.
I was at Walmart with my fucking 2 children.
literally,
That's what this guy
yeah.
probably didn't take it seriously. He
dude.
probably
you-
saw that and was like,
He's like,
"They're
who's this?
children."
Who's this father with his 3 sons?
and then I found the
Dad.
I found the
Daddy.
leaf blower, right?
Then
I found the leaf blower that didn't
God.
work, so I was just kind of running around the store with it
Yeah.
for a little bit. Lane told me
I
to
forgot
stop and
about
just
that.
kind of come on. I was like, oh, okay, and end of fun. But I mean, yeah, we got the batteries. It took a little bit, but listen, we go on missions, we get shit done.
That's it, baby.
Exactly.
We distract ourselves, but
Yeah.
we get shit done.
I mean, I don't know
That's
if I
it.
have like an overall favorite part of Texas. I think Texas was just like so crazy different than everything we've
Mhm.
done. I think if I had to pick one kind of moment, was probably the day that we went back to that big maze Grace Wall area, because everyone was just on it. Like
Yeah.
literally cameras out every time we were doing in between takes, like just getting B-roll footage, and the lines came out so sick. We got so many POVs, just like literally that day,
So-
everything just kind of
yep.
came together. It was awesome.
I wish I could say that was my favorite day, but I feel like I broke my foot that day.
Well,
Yeah.
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 It
My
was
toe-
hard training.
My toe
man.
was purple.
Yeah, we went hard like the first day. You know, a lot of us like did stuff that was like a little out of our reach, so we were just tired the entire time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Again, a very strategic, and emphasis on the word strategic, amount of
Say that one more time for us.
Come on.
strategic.
No. Like, say it again, but like for the viewer.
Say it real good.
Strategic.
Oh my
Ooh,
You like that?
what?
You like that?
Ring the bell. That's the word of the day.
Ding, ding dong, ding.
Strategic.
Yeah.
You're
So
gonna
again,
do that now?
a very strategic amount of chocolate milk in the morning, chicken nuggets at night,
Also.
even later McDonald's.
Oh
Again,
my
very
God.
strategic, planned out every single day,
Mhm.
and the Theragun that I brought.
Oh no,
Oh,
wait,
that
you're
helped.
forgetting Taco Bell.
Yeah, if you're gonna talk about.
Also Taco
Hold
Bell.
on.
strategic.
Hold
Very
on.
strategic, yes.
I
I
Very
wanna
strategic.
let people know about that. You can watch these videos and think, wow, these guys are in really good shape.
Oh no.
Right? Which I would agree with. We're all in really good shape.
I
Yeah.
don't know about
And
that.
when we went to Texas and we're like, yo, we're gonna be living together for pretty much a week. We're gonna eat great.
I was looking
stretch
forward to
every
that.
day.
Hey.
Hold on.
Those meals that I cooked,
Yeah.
very healthy.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay?
But I think the chicken nuggets and Taco Bell every single night definitely counteracted that.
Yeah.
There was a moment when we went to Taco Bell and then went to McDonald's the same night.
Strategic.
Not just the same night.
Strategic.
30 seconds after.
We-
We went from Taco Bell to McDonald's.
We needed it, okay? We needed that, okay? We needed all of that food to power up, to fuel us for the next day. Again, strategic, okay? We planned it
Chris,
multiple nights.
Chris doesn't agree.
And we got through it, okay? Strategic, okay? It was planned to the T. Don't act like it wasn't. You know.
It was.
I agree.
Yeah.
It was eating of the diet of Joe Rizzo that week.
Yeah. Well, all right.
Hey.
I'm not gonna say anything towards diet because I cook. I don't know. At least like the healthiest I can with like I don't know like.
Yeah, like your main meals are healthy.
Yeah,
But the
yeah.
in between shit.
Yeah. I also don't really have an appetite, so when
Yeah.
I feel like I eat, but I snack a lot.
Yeah,
You know.
but
I also
so,
have.
Dude,
Chocolate.
everyone's body's different.
Listen,
You're deadlifting
bro.
400 plus pounds, eating the way you eat. Who gives a fuck?
Strategic.
Listen, I just think people are scared of whole milk. Whatever.
Facts.
Judge
Nah,
me.
it just makes me shit a lot.
You're not a
Yeah.
cow,
So you're-
motherfucker.
Shout out whole milk.
So you're scared of it because it
What?
makes you poop. It affects you.
No, the
and
toilet.
It scares your
No,
body,
no.
doesn't it?
My toilets are scared of it.
Makes your butthole pucker, doesn't it?
No.
My butthole puckers either way. It's not a fair question.
next question, please.
Strategic.
All right.
Fuck is this kid?
So what about you, Jesse? Do you have like a favorite
a man.
moment, anything from Texas?
Other than parkour wise, we'll get to that. But like
Yeah.
the entirety of Texas was my favorite moments. I think living together in the aspect of like this could be the future of
Yeah.
like our production, like how we do things.
Yeah, that was the first time that we actually spent like a
Yeah.
whole week together in
we
a
lived
house.
in a house. Yeah.
No one else guiding us
Exactly.
except for
Like
one
everyone had their own
person.
like space too.
Yeah.
Like we would like go to sleep and then we would wake up together.
Yeah, it was
Fucking
awesome.
GBs to the face.
Yeah,
Big
yeah.
breakfasts. Chocolate milk.
Strategic.
Yeah, because one
Strategic GBs.
one thing that people have to also understand is like we age range from how old are you, Lane?
I am 21.
We range from 21 to 24.
Yeah.
That is the range of this team. So what people have to realize is like going out for a week, just planning on living together. We were literally in a house,
Yeah.
rented a car. We were like, this was it. We're gonna live.
We went grocery shopping.
did.
People our age do this, but also not with the mindset that we had, like the
Mhm.
traveler mindset. We're like, we didn't care what happened throughout the day. We weren't gonna go out. We weren't gonna go out to clubs. We weren't gonna go out to parties. Like
Exactly.
we knew what we had to do. Like Joe said, we had to treat it like work at one
We have
point.
different
Yeah.
lives than everyone else, man. We have
Yeah.
just totally different lives and
Well,
lifestyles than
yeah.
most people.
If
If they
they-
were asking like, "How's Texas?" and I was like, "I didn't see much of it. I trained a lot though."
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
what?
If
I think it was very interesting, right? Because so when we got back from Texas, my dad picked us up, right?
Yeah.
And we were chilling, riding home, and he literally turned around and goes, "So how was your vacation?" And all of us turned around and went, "What vacation?"
Shit's not vacation,
Exactly.
bro. This is a
You know
job.
what I mean? You,
Yeah.
At some point, you have to, because if you're not focused with an intent goal on what you're trying to
Mhm.
do or produce in a
Exactly.
video with this quality or
Mhm.
like just I guess like
Sorry.
I don't know like skill level of team, it's very hard. And if you fuck
Exactly.
around, like you're not
Yeah.
getting anything out. That's what we did for a while. We fucked
Yeah.
around, we traveled, we just had fun. But now what we're trying to do, you know, I guess like a lot, not really more than like the mainstream parkour teams, because again we try to capture that homemade vibe. We want people to feel at home with us.
yeah,
You know.
like one of the biggest things that I always wanted to touch upon with the team and the videos and the podcast is like, who the fuck are we? We're
Bunch
a
of
couple kids from Staten
goons.
Island.
Bunch of ragtag team kids.
It's
Yeah.
unknown.
It's unknown.
hate you.
Literally. And when we become known, we're done.
Yeah, no,
that's
team's
what we
over.
do.
Yeah, we
Team's
trash
over.
everything.
But
yeah. So
like,
get ready, guys.
Delete the
like,
account.
but you know, who are we? We started this thing. Oh, what is parkour? You guys are crazy. You're just jumping off walls. And it's like, yeah, but now we're traveling places and like kind of getting paid to do it. Not like trying to
Yeah,
flex
not
in that
directly,
type of
but,
way.
like,
No,
But it's like,
we're very humble.
but it's
I mean,
like-
we're not trying to.
we never thought this would happen.
Yeah.
So it's really cool that parkour in a whole is kind of headed in this direction where
Yeah.
it's opening these opportunities for people. These kids who just kind of formed a team to keep a friendship alive,
yeah,
formed into we are now a business.
Yeah.
We are
literally though. Like
like we're going out on all these paths and we're doing all these things.
Yeah.
But we always want to keep that sense of like, hey, if you ever come up to us, we're gonna make you feel like you're one of us
Exactly.
immediately.
Yeah.
Which is always really cool.
we have a presence. We have a
Yeah.
Except for me. I don't like you.
Yeah, no, bring it back. Hashtag fuck Lane.
hashtag fuck lane.
But I think it's really cool to even touch back on like the old school stuff that we do to the stuff that we do now. Like all the heights training that we have done in the past year and a half. Like has definitely changed, I guess, our perspective on the way that we move and the types of lines that we're getting, I feel, you know?
Yeah.
So
Well, let's say if we're talking about this, you want to get into heights?
that's what I'm saying. It was a good
Might as
transition.
well.
You almost ruined it. It's
Oh,
okay.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, but now we
I'm so
segued.
sorry.
We're back.
We're
good.
back.
Yeah, we're into
We're
it.
back.
We're back.
So
We're back to the back to the back.
Yeah.
I would like to just like preface it saying like heights training is not something we really did too much of up until like
Like I said,
2 years
you
ago.
guys
A
did
year and a
with-
half
with
ago, a
Roof
year
Club.
ago.
Yeah.
With Roof Club,
Yeah,
you guys
but,
did.
like, that wasn't, I don't know,
Not
that
the
wasn't
extent that we had
heights
it
training, you know? And I guess
in
the
that,
only,
yeah.
not the only real heights training, because the stuff that we did in New York was definitely like, again, we didn't touch under like 8 stories for New York City, you know? But I don't know, specifically with descents, I know me and Lane, or I guess over the past year, I've really tried to like, I don't know, push them in a sense of like really get comfortable and go fast at
Yeah.
height, you know? With a lot of people don't really do. I see people very comfortable in that movement, you know, they take it as they come. It's great to be comfortable, and you can always be comfortable. It depends on your skill level to some extent, you know? But to really start to push faster, go faster, but still be on it with your tech, very hard to do.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think honestly, not even like I completely agreeing with that, but then also taking that idea and just bringing it to heights in a whole. So like going from like even descents, doing them fast, but being comfortable with it, just heights in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we were doing the New York project and we were up super high, we were banging things out over and over again without ever second guessing ourselves because we never had to.
Well, we had a whole discussion that was like, we knew what we were getting into, and the only things that we can really contemplate up at height were like literally 5 to 10 second decisions. You're going to look at it, you're
Yep.
going to do it. If you hesitate, you're not doing that jump,
Yeah.
you know? You have to be
And
safe. You have to be careful.
especially with all of us, there would be that moment of like if one of us knew that somebody else was trying to just do something to do it, we knew that wasn't the right idea.
mhm.
Like, no, don't do this for the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
100%,
in a sense,
yeah.
we were filming for that project, but we're filming it for us. Like, this is we're proving it to ourselves. So, don't just do it for the camera. Do it for you. If you don't feel comfortable, screw it.
Mhm.
We don't need that clip if you don't feel comfortable.
No, it's true. It's actually one thing that I've taken into my training because I feel like, and I don't know, with most of us I see when I train, when we do it like casually or like we're just kind of training, we're very comfortable. But sometimes when you take out the camera, you have that added pressure.
Mhm.
And that's something that I've really tried to like, I don't know, over the course of my years training to kind of like phase out because it's the camera is with you no matter what.
Yeah.
You're always gonna have at least your phone or a camera trying to record a clip. When you go out training, you want to record it. You know, you want to see what you can do better or things that you're doing wrong. You know, so just to kind of get comfortable with that camera on you, yes, it's weird. It's hard, but you can do it. Absolutely,
Yeah.
it just takes training.
I over the course of this, I would say last year really, I found myself recording less and less. Partly because I don't have too much time to train.
Mhm.
You know, like I coach parkour and everything, but I never really find that time to like train how I used to. So I take whenever I can train, I take it very serious. I take it to myself to really work on what needs to be worked on. So I never really feel like taking a camera out because I feel like that kind of takes away from what I'm trying to do.
Mhm.
So when it came down to the New York project, when the camera was out, I felt like I never really felt pressured because at this point, I've already been doing this. Like
Yeah.
I'm focusing on myself. I'm not focusing on the camera at all.
Yeah.
You've
do
taken
it-
the steps to
Yeah,
get
like
there
do what
and
you got to
stuff,
do.
Yeah.
This is why you train.
Yeah.
I
I feel like the exact same way.
Yeah. But I mean, you know, with that being said, like you said, like people like to see what they can do or what they
Mhm.
have done.
Mhm.
So that's why they like to record
I
themselves.
film to see motion mostly because I don't really understand mechanic of movement very well. Like I have a hard time understanding things when you guys explain shit to me. I'm like, what? What the fuck you saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't understand how the body works like that.
That's a
so
lot to focus on.
yeah, so like I literally just like I will just scan on my phone like frame by frame watching
Mhm.
certain things. I'm like, all right, I gotta bring my knee up higher. This I gotta keep my chest back. I gotta throw my arms up more.
I do that a little bit too,
Yeah,
for sure.
It's the main reason I film everything
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah.
Form mostly.
Is there a I don't know, is there a particular moment that you ever found at height where, not that you were necessarily uncomfortable, because anything you do at
Yeah.
height is slightly uncomfortable, but like
Yeah.
a point where you were like, I might not make this. Let me completely focus and put everything that I have into it because I'm pushing slightly outside my comfort level. You know what I mean? Like again, like not something you're doing very comfortable, but like you're slightly pushing at height. Has there ever been a moment where you're like, I don't think that I'm gonna do this.
The ascent at Cherry Creek,
Really?
Colorado. Yeah.
Wow, that
the
was a
first
while ago.
the first
Okay.
time that I did it, I remember I was like, I wasn't super comfortable with descents. I practiced it on like the side you could practice it on,
Mhm.
and I remember I completely whiffed it. And right then and there, I made the decision. I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and try to do something I'm really just not good at. I don't train it. And then I'm going to force myself to do descent. So I was like, I do ascents pretty well. I kind
Yeah.
of like going up a lot. So I remember I sat there and I was holding, I fucking remember this because like the construction workers were even telling me, like, they're like, just go.
Mhm.
And I'm holding it. I'm like looking at the top of this thing. I'm like, I can do it. It's not out of my reach.
Mhm.
It's right there. I just have to jump. I sat there for about 5 minutes and I got down. I walked around for a little bit and I was like, why can't I go for it? And like I kind of like thought it to myself. I just kept going, like I just kept thinking about it, took a lap, came back. I remember I climbed to the wall and I was like, just fucking jump.
Mhm.
And I jumped, hit it, grabbed it, and I remember I'd even like second guess. I went right for the next level, which was the top level. Like all bets are off at that point if you miss. And after I did the first one, I was like, jump, you just did it. Did it again. I was like, okay, we're
Dirty.
good now.
Dirty ascent.
But
Ascents
that
are scary.
that was
man.
definitely the moment where it was like I was pushing myself more, but again,
Mhm.
it was to prove it to myself.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I know I can do this.
Yeah.
Why am I not doing this right now?
I feel that.
But yeah, what about you guys?
I would. It's gonna sound bad, but like I don't know. Every time I do something at height, honestly, I have that run through my head.
Yeah.
Everything I'm doing, especially on descents too. Like I'll be working the first level and I'll be like totally fine, and then once I start going up, I'm like, I get in my own head a lot, and I'm like, oh, you could miss. But
Mhm.
then there comes experience and logic, and you start telling yourself, no, I did it 1,000 times. I've done it on the first level like 10 times already. I can
Yeah.
do it again at the second level. But like, yeah, I would say almost every time I train, I do have those thoughts go through my head, but it's about how you guys are saying, like, being comfortable, being able to
Mhm.
be like, yeah, no, I could do this. I've trained for this. Like, why not do it? Why not go for it?
Yeah.
Why not
Take those
try
small
to-
steps and build up.
Yeah, always progression. It's
Mhm.
always progression.
I think the scariest thing that I've done, it wasn't even super big, and it wasn't even like that high. No, it was like maybe 3 stories up. It was when me and Lane traveled to Colorado last year. I did this plyo precision, from it was like a weird tilted ledge to a white metal beam that wasn't really even a beam. It was like kind of like a sheet, very very thin white like metal, out to another piece that was exactly like that. And I remember walking down, and it was over like these like little tiny like pillars that you had to walk across, and it was like 3 stories up, so it was even scary to like walk across to the pillars to test the grip. There was no grip.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I can attest to that.
Yes.
No grip.
Yes.
Yes,
No
and
grip.
it scared me to the point where I was like, okay, I literally spit on my hands, spit on my shirt, wiped everything down to the point where I thought it was grippy enough. And even after that, I did the first jump and my feet slipped a little bit. So I knew I wanted to go out to the plyo that was even like as well slippery as like the first part that I was jumping to. And I literally remember looking at the jump, I knew I can do it. I knew the exact power that I had to put in. That was the trickiest part, because you do the first jump, you have to pull back and then go up. You can't go out because it's not like a huge jump. It was probably like maybe, I don't know, 8-foot plyo out to maybe like an 8-foot or 7-foot pre. So it wasn't huge. But to kind of like know that if I put too much power into the first jump, I'm gonna slip. And it was hollow in the middle. Like it went all the way down to the ground, and like I think in the middle was like little spiked metal pieces, so it scared me to undershoot.
It was like a generator or something like that.
Yeah, it was. It was weird. There was just like a lot of things sticking out.
You don't want to undershoot it.
No. And at least with me, like I try to stick things mostly maybe first or second try. So when I go for something, it's commitment. It's power going up, not out. So I have a tendency to undershoot. So
Mhm.
that's what was running through my head during the entire jump. And I
Yeah.
literally remember I prepped everything. I had done everything according to the way I wanted, and I felt as comfortable as I could. And I was like, okay, I'm ready. I'm going to go for the plyo. And as soon as I made that decision, my legs started shaking. Like,
Ooh,
the worst I've ever felt,
that's
know?
a rough feel.
But I was comfortable in it. I knew that I can do it. The only thing that I had to worry about was that first jump,
Yep.
Get it completely okay to get the plyo out. And again, you just got to dig deep, trust yourself, know that those baby steps kind of add up to what you want them to be, and just go for it. And sometimes you
Bless you, Chris.
So
sorry. Chris just sneezed. Sometimes even if you're not completely sure, being confident in your own ability, just in that small moment, more than half the time you'll come out with a positive outcome, or at least that's what my training has showed me. That far.
Yeah.
You need that complete trust with those baby steps and take it slow. I feel like people take training sometimes, especially heights, way too fast, you know, and they're just rushing. You just have to take it as it comes.
Yeah.
Relax, chill, you know.
You gotta feel it.
Yeah, and I hit it pretty decent. I remember hitting maybe a little farther than the ball with my feet, and I was upset about that because I'm a stickler for tech when it comes to that kind of stuff. But it was over height. I knew that I was not going to do it again, so I just kind of took it as it was. It was a decent landing, and I was like, all right, cool. So
It was dope. It was terrifying. It was, crazy. Honestly.
Definitely like the scariest thing I've ever done, but it wasn't
Easily.
necessarily like the biggest. So I don't think I've ever posted that clip either.
Really?
No.
And what
I think I put it on my story on Instagram, but I never really posted it. I don't know why.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I just look at it.
I
and
did
I'm
that with
like,
a lot of the roof clips. I don't know why.
Mhm.
It's just kind of something you look back on, and it's like
I don't really think
a thing
most of the
to
stuff is too impressive.
kind of remind yourself.
yeah.
Where it's like, it doesn't matter if people see this. It's like, it's more important that you see it other than other people, because like
Right.
you remember
Exactly.
what it was like at that
Exactly.
time.
In that moment, I knew what I was
Yeah.
feeling, and I don't know, maybe I'll share it one day. I don't know.
Yeah.
I keep looking at it, I'm like, wow, that was definitely like one of the best moments in parkour that I had, but also one of the absolutely scariest, where I literally was like, if I overjump this first jump, I'm going to miss. I'm going to either slip 3 stories down or 3 stories back to metal sheets. So very scary.
And what about you, Jesse?
What was the question?
Training at heights. I think.
Oh
right?
no, you guys were talking about.
I asked you what is definitely, so
Oh, time you were.
an experience
yeah.
at height that you were like, I don't know that I'm
Yeah.
actually going to make this, or I'm
Kinda-
actually going to do this, but
Yeah,
you push through.
kind of what Lane said though. Every single jump, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
like, cause I think we should definitely have an episode on like mental health and training in the future. Because
Absolutely.
this I could talk about
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Manhattan Project for days.
Absolutely.
Because it was like the second to last day was the whole day I did not do anything. Like
Mhm.
I don't know why something happened. I was just like shut down. I was just like negative. Confidence in my abilities just weren't there that day.
Well, again, remember, we were going out every Sunday
Yeah.
at risk of getting
That's
caught
what
and everything.
pissed me off
Dude,
so
it
much because there's only
screws
once
with
a
you.
week, and that one
Yeah.
week I just wasn't feeling
Yeah.
anything.
And
I
sometimes you
just
have-
filmed and took pictures.
Yeah.
Like I didn't train, but because for some reason every jump I do, I'm just like this is one. Like I'll be in midair, I'll be like splat. Like in my head, like it just fucking a mile a minute, just like if you're gonna die, you're gonna die, you're gonna die. Your mom's gonna be mad. Like your girlfriend's gonna cry, your mom's gonna cry. Like everyone's gonna be so upset, you're dead. Like these are the thoughts that constantly went through my mind every single jump, except for the cat pass gap.
You were comfortable on that?
Yeah, very comfortable.
Wow.
Because that was the time I told Jake like he was having a hard time with the double cat pass, and I was like, because I was having a hard time literally jumping onto a wall at the time.
Yeah.
It was like one of the first roofs we were on, and I was like, if you just realize like, there's no death drop. Just pretend there's no death drop. It's the same height as some shit you've been like jumping on your entire life training. So I was like, once that clicked, I was like, oh, it's just like a normal ass cat pass. Like I hit the one at St. George Stadium.
Yeah.
World's bigger.
Way harder.
Way harder. I was like, I
off
hit.
a thick rail.
Yeah, I was like, I hit this and I stuck this like tons of times. Like this is nothing like compared to that. So once I clicked in my brain, I was like, this is just ground training at a higher altitude. Is when I just fucking. That's when it kind of clicked. And I was like able to do things. Yeah.
It's cool that you kind of mentioned that too, because that's definitely what I think about too. Because at some point you have to be like, all right, what have I done at the ground to prepare me for this?
Exactly. Like
how can I relate something that I've done to the
Mhm.
ground to this jump at
exactly.
height?
Like
And
none
it's
of
the
the
same thing.
none of the jumps on the roof were out of our reach. I feel like
yeah. Again,
everything. Nothing
yeah.
was 110%. I feel like
Mhm.
everything was like 90 to 100% because like we weren't not that we weren't risking because everything was a huge risk, but we're like. Your max, let's say your max jump on the ground is like 13 feet. Max jump on a roof is probably gonna be 10.
yes,
Like you're never gonna fully go.
because that leeway, you know,
Exactly.
you need to be safe no matter what.
Exactly.
Because like,
you don't want to take the risk.
Like
Yeah.
height adds like
Yeah.
5 feet to a challenge, man. Like
and it's,
No.
it's actually really funny how people kind of like interpret that, because when people see most of that stuff, and again, like especially with descents, people are like, "Why are you risking your life?
yeah, but
Why
like
are
we're
you doing
not.
that?" No, I know. but
Yeah,
people don't see that behind the scenes.
exactly.
Even some people that train, that
Uh.
look at that kind of movement and like,
Mhm.
like, no, why would you do that?
Make too much money.
Obviously,
obviously, you might.
Honestly.
But when I don't know, when people see it and they don't really train it to that fullest extent, like I said
Mhm.
before in the beginning, like being comfortable but going fast, pushing yourself even though you're
Yeah.
in that comfortable state. You know, I
Exactly.
feel like people. sometimes people misinterpret. It's not about like.
Cool.
So in this in between. We
So-
good? We're good.
Yeah, go ahead. If it didn't catch that, go ahead and just kind of continue from.
Yeah, I'll sum it up and then kind of paraphrase. So again, with like descents and training them again, being comfortable, being comfortable, but pushing slightly outside of that comfort zone consistently.
Mm-hmm.
People I don't feel understand. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people, or just kind of like casual people that train, stay in that comfort level. You know,
100%,
and then
100%.
once they see people doing that kind of high risk stuff, they question it, like, why are you doing that? Like, even though I do parkour, I would never kind of put myself in that element, because a lot of people in parkour say it's not worth the risk.
Yeah, but if you're
You
not
know?
doing, even in life, like other than parkour, but 100% of parkour too, but everything, if you're not doing shit that scares you, you are not growing.
Exactly.
Like you are going to be the same person your entire life.
You're gonna stay
like,
in that box.
100%. Like,
Yeah, I always say, like, when I'm coaching, it's always like, if this is super easy to you, you're practicing the basics. You're not challenging yourself though right now.
Exactly.
You know you can do it and you're comfortable with that, which is great. Keep doing that. Keep that in the back of your head.
Yeah.
But if it's easy and you know it's easy every single time, increase whatever you're doing just by a little bit.
Yeah.
Make it a little bit more challenging.
Exactly.
Get used to that, and then that becomes your easy level.
Not saying that
Exactly.
basics aren't important. Basics are very
Yeah,
good.
always
Like, the
keep it.
fundamentals
Always keep
are. You
it.
should always do small little training
Yeah,
sessions.
because if
for
you don't
that.
know how to roll, you're gonna dislocate your shoulder.
Exactly. And most of what parkour and kind of any sport in general is muscle memory. You train it to become fluent and casual in that.
Mhm.
You know?
Exactly,
And then
yeah.
again, once it becomes too easy, too casual, that's when you start pushing. But always try to stay, like, I don't know, a teensy bit outside your comfort level. That's where you're gonna show
Yeah.
the most growth, the most progression, and just don't stop.
Exactly.
Take it accordingly, and yeah.
I definitely just to wrap up the podcast, hopefully you guys listening are enjoying these slightly longer
I was gonna say,
podcasts.
it's 41 minutes now.
We
Yeah,
would
so-
like to keep bringing these to you. If you follow us on Instagram, Unknown Parkour, we'll have polls whenever we are, or questions that go up. If you want to give us something to talk about, go ahead and write it down if you see one of those, or just kind of message us on there, and we'll see what we can do.
If you got other states you want us to shout out too.
Yeah,
put that in
100%.
there.
We'll scream that shit.
Yeah, but thank you.
Shout out Ohio.
Thank you guys for listening. Hopefully the next one, I definitely do think we should talk about mental
Mental health.
Mental health.
Mental
and
health
training.
I think that would be
training.
really cool, because
100%.
most of us, at least like I know for a fact, most of us deal with like very heavy anxiety, just in like a regular everyday
Yeah.
basis, you know. And it's cool to kind of see that transfer into our parkour,
Exactly.
Yeah.
you know, and kind of make us grow as human beings.
But hopefully that will come within the next episode.
Yeah.
And hopefully you guys enjoy these. We will see you in the next one.
We out.
See you.
Late out, Agalia.